Hey guys, come on downstairs. Playing some Minnesota Twins franchise action for you here today. We got year 3, games 77 through 80. And in the month of June, here in year number 3, we are 13-8. Coming off a series where we won 2 out of 3 against the Tigers, and now we got a 4-game set against the Oakland A's. From Target Field in Minneapolis, the A's come in at 36-39. We are 43-33. And game number 1 of the series, the A's blank us 6-0. Emilio Bonifacio 2 for 3 with a walk for us. Alex Meyer gets the loss. Sonny Gray gets the win, goes 9 innings, giving up 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts for Oakland in the win. Jake Brewster goes 3 for 4 with a double. Mark Canha with a home run, as well as Willie Garcia with a home run. Canha with 3 RBIs and Garcia with 2 RBIs for Oakland. Game number 78. The A's take us to task 12-2. A beatdown in Minneapolis. Matt Chapman went 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Jed Lowry 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. And Jesse Hahn gets the win, going 8 innings, giving up 8 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. Alex Wood only lasted 3 innings after giving up 7 hits and 7 runs. Let's head down to Double-A. Down on the farm in Chattanooga, we're taking on the Bay Bears of Mobile, and both teams are 3-2. This is the second half of the Double-A season, and Chattanooga, I believe, won the first half in the Southern League, won the division. If you look at our starting lineups in this one, Brian Kaw will lead things off. He's batting .321. Byung-Ho Park is the cleanup hitter, batting .304. Lamont Wade in center field is batting .290, and we're going to get a look at William Ting. He is 7-5, a 3.73 ERA in 15 starts for the Chattanooga Lookouts, and he was a draft pick of ours in last season's draft, year 2 draft. Kyle McGowan will go for the Bay Bears. And we'll get action started here in the first inning. Andrew Tolles at the plate for Chattanooga. 1-1 count. Runners on first and second and nobody out. And Andrew Tolles is going to line it right back up the middle for a base hit. Runner's going to round third, head to the plate. The throw will come in to the shortstop. And the Lookouts are on the board. First 1-0. Byung-Ho Park having a down June after tearing it up in May. He hit .370 in May and hitting only like .220 here in June. And he is going to bloop this one into right field. That was going to drop just inside the chalk. And a run will come home to score. And Byung-Ho Park has the RBI. It's 2-0 Chattanooga. Daniel Palka comes to the plate. Palka, 8 for 24 in his last 6 games. Left-handed batter. Runners on the corners. Runner off and running. This one is looped into left field. Catch is made. The runner is tagging from third. The runner that was running from first has to get back. But Andrew Tolles comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Lookouts. At the end of the top of the first inning. We head to the second now. Same score, 3-0. Ninth batter, Lamont Wade, up for the Lookouts. With an 0-2 count, runner on first. And here is the delivery from McGowan. And Lamont Wade drives this one into center. It's going to get past the diving center fielder. Runner has to hold up a little bit. He's going to head to the plate anyway. Here comes the relay. And the throw is not going to be in time. It's going to take a strong arm to get him. And the Chattanooga Lookouts get another run on the board. It's 4-0. Now we move on. Still the same inning. It's 6-0 Chattanooga. Tommy Nolan at the plate with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And here is the delivery. And Tommy Nolan splits the gap in right center field. That is going to clear the bases. And Tommy Nolan is going to hold up there with a 3-run double. His 17th double of the season. And finally, the Mobile Bay Bears are going to give McGowan the hook. He gives up 9 runs. Oh man, what a rough day for that fella. Middle of the second inning, it's 9-0 Chattanooga. Here's Cal Towey facing William Ting. In the bottom of the second, we get our first look here at William Ting in the game. And Towey is going to drive this one deep to right field. That one's gone. Put the Bay Bears on the board. It is 9-1. And Ting is like, man, cursing himself out after giving up one dinger, up 9-0. That's a competitor for you. Here is Justin Anderson, making his 27th appearance. He's 2-2 at 2.43 ERA. Pitched 63 innings in relief here for the Mobile Bay Bears. I believe they are the Los Angeles Angels AA team, if I remember right. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I might be. I often am. And Byung-Ho Park, he squares this one up. Opposite field, off the foul pole. It's a 2-run home run. It's the 10th AA home run of the year for Byung-Ho Park. And William Ting, we'll take a look at him. He's got 92 overall in stamina. Gives up quite a few hits. Doesn't give up home runs too often. 73 is his home runs per 9 innings rating. Actually down a little bit from where it was at one point. But let's look at William Ting's game. Gets Harris to strike out. 3-2 count. Now in the fourth, it's 12-2. Chattanooga with the lead. Jeffrey Marte goes down. Still 12-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Another swinging strikeout. This one's Rosa. Still 12-2. This one's Briseno, I think. Jeffrey Marte again with another hack and miss. And here is Harris. He strikes out looking. That one looked a little bit low to me. But he is rung up in the 8th inning. The score is still 12-2 for Chattanooga. And the Lookouts get the win 13-2. That is Game 6 of the second half of the season. And Chattanooga goes to 4-2. They did win the first half of the year, so if they win the second half of the year, they are fast-tracked into the championship series in the Southern League. Lamont Wade went 3 for 3 with a home run, a double, and 2 RBIs in a big game for Chattanooga offensively. All right, game number 79. The A's get a 5-4 win in dramatic fashion late in the game. Byron Buxton went 2 for 4 for us. Jed Lowry went 2 for 3 with a double and RBI. The winning pitcher was Eli Hernandez, who pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 strikeout. Sean Doolittle comes in and gets the save. Tyler Chatwood gets tagged with the loss. Let's look at the players of the month in the first couple of months of the season. I know we're almost done with month number 3, but let's catch up here. The April pitcher of the month was Robert Martinez, the closer for the Yankees. Player of the month, Colin Moran, third baseman for the Houston Astros, and the rookie of the month was Aaron Judge for the Yankees. In April in the National League, Charlie Morton was the pitcher of the month, 4-0, a 0.97 ERA. Player of the month was Bryce Harper. He hit 10 home runs, 29 RBIs, a 4.22 average. And Kenneth Ikeda, the rookie of the month in the National League. Now let's look at May. Pitcher of the month, Luis Severino, another Yankee. Mike Trout was the player of the month, 14 home runs, 28 RBIs, 347. And the rookie of the month, G-Man Choi, who actually is now sent back down to Salt Lake of AAA. National League, Madison Bumgarner is the pitcher of the month. Player of the month is A.J. Pollock. And the rookie of the month, again from the Philadelphia Phillies in the NL, is Nick Williams. And speaking of rookies, let's look at the top prospects in baseball. Alex Reyes, St. Louis Cardinals organization starting pitcher, is the number 1 overall prospect, followed by Brendan Rodgers, a shortstop of the Padres. Franklin Barreto, shortstop of the A's. Corey Mears, center fielder with the Braves organization. Clint Frazier, center fielder of the Indians. Lamar Aubrey, a starting pitcher for Oakland. Alvin Ledford, second baseman for the Red Sox. Rafael Devers, familiar name, third baseman. He is not up with the big league club yet. Remember, we started this franchise back in 2016, so Rafael Devers has not made the big leagues yet in this particular franchise. Eric Reyes, starting pitcher, is number 9. Domingo Germán, number 10. Tyler Barrero for the White Sox. Mario Rivera, not to be confused with Mariano Rivera, for the Phillies is number 12. Bradley Zimmer, Jeff London, Colby Allard. Alejandro Castro, starting pitcher for the Rangers, number 16. Center fielder Paul Babb in the Angels organization, 18-year-old. Eric Washington, starting pitcher for the White Sox. Matthew Baguette, starting pitcher for the Braves. Anthony Decker, a catcher. First catcher on the list, I believe. No, second. Jeff London is a catcher for Kansas City. Orlando Arcia, shortstop in the Cubs organization. He is there via trade. Center fielder Robbie Etherton of the Phillies. Fletcher Story, a second baseman for the Dodgers. The Phillies are pretty loaded with young talent. A lot of them are off this top prospects list by now and in the big leagues. But Robbie Etherton, another one for the Phillies. Rod Hansen, shortstop for the Angels. George Aparicio, Elijah Jones, John Mosley, Lewis Brinson, David Santos, and the number 30 prospect is Mario Calero of the Minnesota Twins. He is our only player in the top prospects list, and he is rising rapidly through the ranks. He is 21 years old, a first baseman, very good contact numbers, and he might be our first baseman of the future. So we get to the finale of this episode, the finale of this 4-game series with the Oakland A's. They are 500 at 39-39. We are 43-36. Eduardo Nunez, Polanco, Rosario, Sano, Vargas, Grossman, John Ryan Murphy, Jace Peterson, and Byron Buxton will be our batting order today, as we get set to try to avoid being swept in this 4-game series, a 4-game sweep at home against the Oakland A's. Sean Manaea will start for Oakland. Making a 16th start, he's 5-5, a 3.32 ERA, 84 innings pitched on the season. And Jose Barrios will try to be the stopper here and stop this little losing streak from gaining any more momentum than it already has. We get this one started in the first inning now. Jake Brewster batting .277 with 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. Facing Barrios, he was once on that prospect list, but now has played long enough at the big league level to be off of it. And a nice play at short. And the Twins get the out. Middle of the first inning, no score here in Minneapolis. We go to the second inning. Jace Peterson batting .264 with 4 home runs, 18 driven in. He's got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here is the delivery from Manaea. This one's ripped right back up the middle past the diving second baseman. Runner's going to come in to score. And Jace Peterson drives in the game's first run and gets the Twins off to a good start. Into the second inning, Minnesota leads 1-0. We go to inning number 3 now with Kenis Vargas. He's batting .284 with 6 home runs, 23 driven in on the year. And he's got runners on the corners with 1 out. Vargas is going to hit this one through the hole on the right side. Big hole over there with the first baseman holding the runner on. It's 2-0 Minnesota. Vargas with the RBI. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman. Robbie Grossman, he was on the verge. I was on the verge of designating him for assignment. He was hitting like 150-something. And then he went 5 for 5 in a game. And he has just taken off. He is crushing the ball. Well, not crushing. He's not hitting it out of the park or anything. But, man, he is just... Pitchers can't get him out right now. He is almost up to 300 batting average. And we are honestly about ready to designate him for assignment. Here is Josh Reddick now. 3-0 Twins with the lead. And Jose Barrios leaves one right out over the middle of the plate. Josh Reddick turns around on it, and he watches his handiwork for a while as it heads into the right field stands. Solo home run for Josh Reddick, and it's 3-1 Minnesota with the lead in the middle of 4. And we head now to inning number 5. Marcus Semien steps in. He's batting .263 on the year, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the delivery here in the top of the 5th. And Semien drives this one deep to left field. And Eddie Rosario is just going to watch this one sail over his head and into the second deck. Another solo home run for the A's. And now we have Tommy La Stella 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He's batting .216, runner on first with 1 out. He hacks at it on the hit and run. And John Ryan Murphy throws out the runner at second. Awkward looking swing, but Tommy La Stella trying to protect the runner on that. And then Tommy La Stella takes the pitch right down the middle, strikes out looking. We go to the 8th inning. John Axford on now for the A's. I remember watching John Axford once in AAA. when he was warming up out in the bullpen several years ago. And he was throwing so hard. Never heard a catcher's glove pop like that in my life. So anyway, John Axford now later in his career doesn't throw quite as hard. It is 3-2, and Jorge Polanco drives this one right back up the middle. That's going to plate 2 runs and give the Twins a little bit of a cushion. Jorge Polanco with the 2-run RBI, or 2-run single, sorry. And the Twins go on to win the finale. We avoid that 4-game sweep that would have been really brutal to face. As let's take a look back through here at Jose Barrios. He was the player of the game. You see the strikeout there. Jose Barrios had 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, gave up 2 runs in 5 2/3 innings. 10 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings. So fantastic performance for Jose Barrios, who improves to 4-2 and bounces back after a couple of rough outings. So that is where we stand here, Minnesota Twins franchise episode number 132. We're in year 3 regular season, rolling right along. We're heading towards the All-Star break, which should be coming up here shortly here on Mama's Basement.